Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a 90s inspired look. I'm not going to spend a whole much time talking right now because I talk right after this clip before I put on my makeup. So if you would like to see how I got this look, then just keep on watching. One of you guys commented on my Instagram post and asked me if I could do a 90s makeup tutorial for a party that you're going to, so this video is for you. I took to Pinterest and was looking up some 90s inspired looks or 90s makeup looks, and a lot of them honestly look like makeup looks that we do now. So it looks like that we just go back in time with clothing and makeup. We just go back in time. This makeup tutorial, it isn't going to be super different than anything else that you've seen recently. So I did notice that a lot of the makeup looks included a brown lip, which is what you told me that you usually wear to your 90s party. So I didn't want to do anything with a brown lip, even though every single one of the pictures had a brown lip. So I ran across a picture with Naomi Campbell, and she had this gorgeous smoky eye and this like rosy toned lip. So I wanted to go for this look today. It's kind of different from the other brown lip looks, so I wanted to try this one out. So we're going to get into it. So as you can tell by the photo, her face is very glowy, so I'm going to do a bit of a mixture. I'm going to start with the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation, and I'm going to add a few of the Sephora Radiant Luminizing drops, and this is in the shade Ultra Light. And then I'm going to finish off with just a very small amount of the NYX Ultra Pearl Mania. This one is in the shade Orange Zest Pearl. This is a very old product, like back in middle school. I think I got this. And then I'm just going to blend it in with my damp beauty blender. For concealer, I'm going to use one of my more hydrating concealers, and I'm using the Bare Minerals Bare Skin. I have mine in the shade Medium, and I'm going to just apply this to all of the high points. So down the bridge of my nose, in the center of my forehead, underneath my eyes, and on my chin. Now to set my concealer, I'm going to take a bit of the Cover FX powder, but I'm going to just do a light dusting of this powder. So I'm just gonna kind of run it underneath my eyes. I'm using an E.L.F. blush brush. I will be smoking out my lower lash line, so it's not totally necessary that I get all the way up in my lash line to set it. I'm gonna kind of go down the bridge of my nose, a little bit on my chin. And the reason why I'm using a brush to lightly set is because I want to keep the glow that she has in the photo. So I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time pressing it into my skin. I'm just dusting it on top. Then I'm gonna go in with a little bit of my face powder and just kind of dust it on my foundation, just to make sure that the foundation doesn't move a lot. For highlight, I'm going to take those same luminizing drops and just apply them to the areas that I normally highlight. Then to blend it in, I'm just going to take my beauty blender. I'm kind of bringing it next to my nose, luminizing drops, just to give more of a centralized glow like she had in the photo. The luminizing drops that they have in the drugstore are actually very close in price to the Sephora ones, so it's not an expensive product to get if you wanted to get these luminizing drops. So for my brows, I'm actually going to do them the same way that I usually do them, because I was seeing a mixture of both natural brows and like sculpted brows, really thin sculpted brows back in the 90s. So I'm just going to do them how I normally do them because it's such a range of how they did them back then. So I'm not going to clean them up with concealer because I didn't see a whole lot on the pictures. I'm just going to leave them just like this. Alright, so the first shadow I'm going to use is Corrupt by Makeup Geek, but you can grab any black eyeshadow that you have in your collection. Now what I noticed in the photo is that she keeps it low on just her eyelid and doesn't really use the upper crease area space. So when you get the eyeshadow, make sure that you tap off the excess because we did do our face makeup first. So you want to make sure that your eyeshadow colors have the least amount of fallout on the brush because you don't want it to stick to your face makeup. So I'm going to start by applying this black all over my lid area, and I'm not going to bring it into the crease. Make sure to tap off the excess product. You're going to hear me doing this a lot. And to apply this, I'm using the Sigma E55 brush. And no, I did not prime my eyelids. I just used the foundation that I had already had on my lid as my eyeshadow base. It's not necessary that you use a different eye base, but you can definitely use a black eye pencil underneath it just to make the black more intense, but I didn't do that this time. Next, I'm going to take a mixture of Bitten and Cocoa Bear. Bitten is more of a rosy tone, and this is going to go great with the lip color that she wore. And Cocoa Bear is a bit of a warm brown, so it's going to make this rosy tone a bit more bearable. These both are matte eyeshadows. So we're just going to start at the edge of this smoky eye and then blend it kind of up, but we still want to keep it low on our eyelid because the smoky eye does not come all the way up like we're used to doing our eyeshadow. I just don't want to have the harsh line of the black on the edges. So that's our main focus. And then definitely use your fingers to help the blend. The next thing that we're going to do is do our lower lash line to tie the entire eye look together. We're going to go back in with that black eyeshadow on that same eye shading brush that we used to apply the black on the upper eyelid. Put this close, very close to the waterline, but mostly in the lash line. And we're not going to go all the way to the inner corner because we're going to use a black liner to go all the way to the inner corner. Make sure that you connect it to the upper lash line. When you get to the edges, connect it to up here. And then we're going to take a bit more of like a warmish brown, lighter than the Cocoa Bear that we use. I'm using Anastasia Caramel eyeshadow, and with a Zoeva 231 brush, I'm going to just get a little bit of this eyeshadow and tap off the fallout and use this to blend the edges of this black. And then to finish it off, I'm going to add a bit of mascara, and I'm using the Benefit They're Real mascara because it doesn't look like she has on any lashes, just looks like she has on mascara. I do want to add a little bit of highlight to my brow bone area just to give a little more glow. And then for lips, so here is the tricky part on trying to get this exactly right. So I'm going to start by lining my lips with the MAC Nightmoth lip pencil. Then I'm going to take a little bit of Vaseline with my lip brush and blend it on top of the lip liner. Oh, I think that did it. And then the very last thing that I just did was I lined my waterline with the LA Girl Black Gel Pencil Liner. Hello, I was missing something. I went into my bathroom, I was like, something's missing. Bronzer. So I'm going to use the Too Faced Dark Chocolate Soleil Bronzer and my Sigma F23 brush to contour, because she definitely was contoured, or bronzed at least in the photo. Alright, and that is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, this 90s inspired look. Thank you so much for asking me to do this video because I had a lot of fun looking up the different 90s looks and trying to recreate a look from a picture. I think that's really fun to do. If you decide to do this for the 90s party that you told me about, make sure that you let me know. I want to see your look. Have a great time. And for everyone else, if you decide to just do this look just because, then also let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you subscribe to keep yourself updated on my new videos, and I promise I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.